Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Good morning. Happy Sunday. This is All Things Social Security, and we're doing our Sunday Social Security roundup for the prior week. So the week started Monday the 29th and went to Saturday, August 3rd. So let me just give a little look-see because I clearly do not remember what came in what order. I definitely have to read the titles. Okay, so Monday the 29th. And of course, on Sunday the 28th, we did that week's Social Security roundup of those video shares. Okay, so Monday the 29th, it was a share about, and there's been a few of these because some people were very concerned how they're changing the SSA.gov username, my account, access to your Social Security documents that you have access to, such as your earnings statement or a benefits letter. They are changing the method of getting in there, presumably for better security. And there's two ways that going forward in a few weeks will be the only ways to get in. So if you are someone who likes to get your information online versus calling or taking a trip to the SSA office, you're probably going to want to know how to do this and getting ready to do it. If not, having done it already. I have not done it yet. I'm a procrastinator with certain things, but I will get to it. Okay, the next day, that would be Tuesday the 30th. This was all about that treatment I always talk about, and how you can really alter what onset date of disability you could have included if you don't take care of your treatment leading up to and during your claim. So that's about gaps in treatment and what you might be able to do to avoid them if you're having trouble otherwise avoiding them. Okay, the 31st, that would be Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Just a little share about the current times we're in and the frequency we are seeing in a demand for updated function reports. It used to be one and done for your whole claim, and that is definitely not the case anymore. And I think in this one, I also touched on, because someone had asked, I think I did, even if it's not demanded, should I provide one? Is there an instance where that would be a wise thing? So we go into that a little bit. On August 1st, can you believe it's August? We are in the second half of the year for sure. This is for SSI folks who found that they did not get the back benefits amount that they really thought they should get, and what might be the reason and how to remedy it if the shoe fits. We've done this many times when it was appropriate, and secured many more thousands of dollars in back benefits to clients. So something to think about. August 2nd. Okay, so this was Friday. Instead of doing the fraud law review, which typically comes out on a Friday, that was actually slated to go out, but the platform here, I guess YouTube, pulled in or synced in a video from a while back from a different platform, probably one that was done long before I ever decided to come to YouTube. Probably one that was more geared back when everything was for my clients alone, and a different platform as such. And then we decided to just go more public with it. But this was about a child's disability and what can bar a disabled child from disability benefits. So take a look, see if you happen to have a disabled child and what might be the issues there. So when that was automatically pulled in, I just stopped the scheduling for the regular fraud law review so that people didn't have to have my face pop in their face if they subscribe more than once that day. So the Friday fraud law review was moved to Saturday. So for those of you that like that kind of stuff, and this was about grandparents that were being scared and conned by a couple of non-Americans. And I don't recall if they were here and doing it and then went back to their own country, or they had been doing it from their own country. I'm thinking, I don't even know if it matters, because now with internet, you can be conned from halfway around the globe. If you're gullible or naive, and a lot of our seniors, unfortunately, I don't want to offend anybody, but sometimes we are, and we get that way, particularly if we're not really familiar with the fact that these online and phone call frauds are going on. So what was cool about this one was that the perps have been extradited back to the USA for prosecution, in particular, my old home state of New Jersey. So kudos to that. I don't give Jersey a lot of kudos these days, but I'll give you that one. All right, so that's it, folks. That was last week. If you have any video shares you think would be appropriate for a lot of people, so not like particular to your situation only, and you want to see if I can squeeze one in, I'm happy to do that. So give me a little message and we'll see what we can do. All right, guys, thanks a lot and have a great week. I think it's drizzling today. We need it for the garden. Bye now. So you just listened to the week's roundup of all 7 days right behind us and what those video tips were. Are you concerned if you didn't necessarily catch the ones from the week prior to that? Don't worry, we're going to attach it right here. Have a great week, guys. Bye. Happy Sunday. We are at Sunday. What is the date today? 28th? 28th? Huh. Yeah. Time is flying. We're almost at August, right? So we're at the end of July 2024. This is the Social Security roundup for the week of the 22nd to the 27th. Now, of course, on the 21st, we had last week's Social Security roundup for the prior week. I think that'll probably be tacked on here in case you missed that. But for now, let's just go through the week and see what went on in case anybody missed anything they're going to want to tag. Okay, so on the 22nd, which was Monday, this was a little takeaway from a real life ALJ hearing I just had. And it was kind of like an in-action display of how things will go now that we have the new 5-year past relevant work rule versus the 15-year rule, which just ended in June of 2024. It's a beautiful thing. So we go into a little bit of that because I just had a hearing where that became relevant. And it's going to be relevant for so much more, of course. On July 23rd, that would be Tuesday, I gave a little synopsis share. A colleague of mine gives more detailed shares of certain case laws that come down in different circuits that are going to be relevant to claimants in a usable way, perhaps. So I only share those, not so much the ones that are very more technical and not really usable by a claimant if they're out and about on their own. Okay, so this one was the example of when you get your doctor's opinion about how limited you are in X, Y, or Z areas, and your doctor maybe is kind enough to do it. Doesn't mean it's going to help you win your case. And this synopsis that which was in the 10th Circuit and came out in June of 2024, kind of explains what those medical opinions of our treating providers have to do to gain some weight and be helpful. Talk is cheap, as they say. So it's almost like the opinion has to walk the walk of the treatment records. The 24th, so that would be Wednesday. Oh yeah, this was part 1. Part 2, potentially a part 3 will be coming out. Just have to get some time. There's a new work history report that came out for June of 2024, and I think it came on the heels or in conjunction with that new past relevant work rule change from the 5 years to the from the 15 years to the 5 years. And they have a whole new work history report. You're going to find a lot of different questions. I think it's really good that they do this, because this was the kind of stuff that after the work history report was submitted, if you hadn't, in an unsolicited way, provided these details, which we had learned over time, you best do it, even though they don't ask for it, you're going to have to be explaining it later. So now they actually have them in the work history report. So it's probably a good thing. But if you don't know how to answer them, it could be a bad thing for you. So as I always say, a work history report to me is one of the most important pieces of information you give to the SSA, particularly if you're over 50. And you could actually blow your whole case if your work history report was not done well. It's worth investing the time to make sure it is done properly, and that you know what every question means from a legal perspective, not from a in your head perspective. Okay, that was the 24th, Wednesday. So now we have Thursday, the 25th. Oh yeah, something going on that day. In fact, I still have to reach out again to my client and find out what the choice is going to be. This is the dilemma that a lot of people will face. Do I file a new application if I get denied by the ALJ, or do I file an appeal to the Appeals Council? We go into a little bit on that. It's a difficult decision if you have options. Sometimes you have options, you can choose. It's still difficult. Other times you don't have an option. So take a listen to that one if you are heading to ALJ hearing. Okay, Friday the 26th, we had the Friday fraud law review. This was an organ donor scam. It's pretty bad. It's weird, you know. It's you got some sympathies going on, but then you don't really have sympathies going on, because you know it's really stealing from another. That was Friday, and it was in Iowa for all you Iowans out there. Okay, the 27th was Saturday, yesterday, must do. This is about your medications and a trifecta of what can make really good evidence with regard to medications, but you have to do it. And there's things you're going to want to avoid not doing. So don't be slacky on this. Medications are very, very, very important pieces of evidence in many cases. Okay, there we go, guys. That's it for the week. Hope you all had a good one. I hope you have an excellent one coming up. I am actually in North Carolina, and will be going back to Central PA. I think, yeah, Monday, right? Well, I'll probably be in Virginia or West Virginia tomorrow, and then Central PA. And then at the end of the week, over the weekend, I'll be back in Northeast PA. So it's a real traveling time, but it kind of gets my head out of the Northeast PA craziness. And I get to focus a little bit more on other things. Fortunately, my kids are old enough to be left with grandma. One of them drives, so they can have a few days to themselves. And we just have to, what do you call it? Rule from afar for several days. And grandma, to the extent she would ever, discipline, is there. All right. I will chat with you all later. I hope you have a great week. Bye now.